Hey guys, it is Necro here, and today we're going to be going through a tutorial on how to color correct. So I've got this setup that we've had for my past two tutorials, and we're just going to be adding a color correction to the lower layer. So I've taken the Magic Bullet Looks correction that I had previously on it, I've taken that off, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using color corrector, color curves, and color corrector secondary. So in order, it would probably be color curves first, then color corrector secondary. So with color curves, what you want to do is you want to make this sort of S shape. Just take the default color curves, which look like this, and just take the default one, drag it on to your clip or onto your track, depending on where you want it. So if it's for a whole video you want the same color correction, then drag it onto your track. But if you just want a certain change in color correction to a certain clip or a certain part of a clip, just drag it onto your clip. I dragged it onto my clip for now because that's where I want it. So we're going to take these color curves, we're going to make this S, and when I enable it, you will see this sort of changes the brightness, this changes the highs, and this changes the lows. So the default is sort of like this, somewhere around around the center, like that, and you'll see it's sort of, there's a lot of grey area in the middle. So by dragging it like this, we remove a lot of the grey area and move it back, and then by pulling it this way, we sort of move it back, but the grey is sort of different. It sort of goes a lot sharper from white to black. There's a sort of big white area here, and there's a sort of a larger black area here as well, which adds the sort of contrast to it. So that's the change from the original with the color curves. Then we're going to add color corrector onto this, and what I did is I just simply dragged it down into the blue a bit, dragged it up into the sort of yellowy area. I think I'll move that sort of more there, and then I added some sort of red. So we've got two sort of going up. We've got the highs in the red, we've got the lows in the blue, and the mid-tones in the yellow. The mid-tones are what sort of really brings it out. So the big feature, I think, of this clip is the gold of the gun here. So I added sort of a yellowy, put that sort of there, a yellowy feel to it. So if I enable this, you'll see that that is a bit too yellow at the moment. Or no, actually that's the red is too high. So if we bring that into, I think in the purples there, that looks, so that's the original, that's like that. So that sort of makes the whole clip sort of more yellow, and I think that looks nice. And then in the color corrector secondary, what you just want to do is sort of don't mess with rotate hue, because all this does, that just changes, oh, I can't see it, but rotate hue just changes all the colors of the gun, of everything, which can look nice, but it's quite difficult to find a situation that it does look nice in, because it usually just sort of messes everything up. But if you just leave it on the rotate hue, I added a bit of saturation to this, I reduced the gamma a bit, I changed the gain, I didn't mess with the offset, and I didn't mess with the alpha. But I just reduced I changed the gain up a bit so that you can see the rest of the stuff. I changed the saturation so the colours are sort of more bold, but not too much, because if you change it too much, then everything just looks unrealistic. The gamma I brought down because it was sort of too high up there, so I brought it down a bit. And really, by just messing around with it, I got this sort of fairly nice color correction really quickly, without any need for something like Magic Bullet Looks. So by just putting these on, and even without the color corrector, it still looks pretty nice. But I think the color corrector for this particular clip sort of makes it look more realistic, more like a sort of more real, because the other one was really blue, but this sort of makes the sort of crates look sort of rusty, and I think I quite like this color correction. So yeah, and it makes the grass look real. It sort of gives it a sort of an Arma 2 DayZ feel to the clip. But anyway, I've been Necro, thank you for watching, see ya.